Thomasville, Georgia, and this is a painting by John Stanford, and he's one of the outstanding painters who are represented here this year, and he's been here for quite a few years, as I recall. As a matter of fact, we even have John standing here with us now. So how many years have you been?
I think that this is my 11th year.
Wow.
And although it's a wildlife show and I do landscapes, it still seems to fit, and I enjoy the show very much.
Well, I think we all enjoy just coming here just to see your paintings. You do such a great job. How did you get involved in painting?
I always drew as a kid, and I really didn't start to paint until I was
in college.
College.
Really?
And
is that what you were majoring in?
It eventually was, but up to that point, I just drew a lot. And when I began, it was just like normal kids, airplanes and cars and that sort of thing. But I developed a taste for art, and I always liked to look at art as a kid.
So you're self-taught? You told me you're self-taught?
Well, not really. I did go to a university during the late 60s, and it was more of an expressive course study. There wasn't a lot of emphasis on technique or fundamentals, so it really didn't suit my sensibility.
And have you always painted landscapes?
I always have, and in a more of a traditional mode. And so when I got out of school, I began a study on my own as a master's, and I began to seek out contemporary landscape art and artists that I admire.
Well, who are some of those?
Oh, I think that right now, certainly Clive Aspavig in Montana. There's a host of Western artists that you have access to through the print media, but there's a lot of fine art in the southeast as well. But you just don't get the exposure to it.
That's right. It deserves more exposure, doesn't it? Let's hope we can help a little bit today.
I know I was up in Maine a few years ago, and within 2 or 3 days of being there, I knew who the best artists in the state were, simply because there were magazines, galleries, print material that highlighted those guys, and there's nothing like that in the southeast. So there could be a host of artists in the same state that you wouldn't get an idea that they were there.
Where is your studio now?
It's in North Georgia, north of Dahlonega. It's in a little place called Suches, and we recently moved there about 4 months ago, and we're renovating a house, and my studio will be in a 25 by 24 foot square room that will easily be the best space I've ever had. So it's going to be great.
I think great art is always produced in modest settings. I've forgotten who said that. Kenneth Clark, I believe, said that.
The idea of the starving artist being inspirational, I think it's highly overrated.
Romantic, you were about to say.
I think when you're comfortable, you have great space, that's where you're going to get inspiration.
Well, now you used to paint down here. Didn't you live near here, near Thomasville?
I did. I lived near the coast, and spent a lot of time on the coast painting. It's the closest thing to the Grand Canyon, I guess, that we have.
You're right, and I think it rivals it in terms of light.
I think so too. But
I mean, some of these exquisite beach scenes that you've drawn here, they're just amazing.
it's a landscape that doesn't hit you over the head, though. I think it's...
Well, you're right, it doesn't. I love these marsh scenes.
Spend some time there, look at it, and experience it through the seasons.
And if you haven't seen these marshes in person, I mean, you have really missed, especially the sunsets that you've drawn are just miraculous.
Thank you.
And do you always use oil? Is that your medium?
I do. I used to do some pastels, and I keep saying I'm going to go back to those as a sketch medium, but they're a medium that you can get as refined as any oil as well. So, but besides the pastels, the oil has been my choice.
Well, I'm running out of time here because I have a 10-minute limit on what I can put up. So, so we're going to have to bring it to a quick close, except for one thing, and that is to say what a fantastic, really wonderful painting that one is. And guess why?
Well, you bought it.
Oops. I did. I have to admit I bought that one. All right. Well, John, thank you very much. It's been